putting this one is equal to 0. So this is our primary conditions to find the critical points. So here f of x is equal to 0 and f of y is equal to 0, and if we solve these two equations, so we will get directly 2y is equal to 0. So y is equal to 0. Here we will get this will be cancelled, so 2y is equal to 0. So we will get y is equal to 0, and if we put y is equal to 0 here, then we will get x is equal to 1. So after all, we will get the point xy. By solving that two equation, we will get xy is equal to 1 0, which is the critical point. We can say this is our AB. Okay, so now if we look at the PPT, here we need to find D is equal to fxx fyy minus f of fxy whole square. So now fxx is equal to, here we have partial derivative with respect to x is equal to 2x minus 2y minus 2. So if we differentiate with respect to x another time, then we will get fxx is equal to 2. In the same way, we will get fyy, then fyy is equal to 4, and we will get fxy is equal to minus 2. Okay, and here D is equal to fxx into fyy minus fxy whole square is equal to 2 into 4 minus 2 square. So this is equal to 8. This one is equal to 4. So 8 minus 4, which is equal to 4, which is greater than 0. So here D is greater than 0 and fxx is also greater than 0. So we have maximum or minimum value at 1 0. Okay, so if we look at the PPT, then our case says that if D is greater than 0, okay, and fxx is greater than 0, then f is a local minimum at the point. So here we have fxx is greater than 0 and D is greater than 0, so function is minimum at the point 1 0, and putting this value xy is equal to 1 0 in our function f, we will quickly find the minimum value of the function at the point 1 0. So using this test, we can find the maximum or minimum value of the function using this second derivative test. If we look at another example, so look at the PPT. This is the another example number 2 to find the local maximum and minimum values and the saddle points of function fxy is equal to x raised to 4 plus y raised to 4 minus 4xy plus 1. So first we need to find the critical points. So we need to find fx, that means partial derivative of f with respect to x, which is equal to 4x cube minus 4y, and in the same way fy is equal to 4y cube minus 4x. And if we take both equal to 0, then we will get x cube minus y is equal to 0 and y cube minus x is equal to 0. And to find the critical points, we need to solve these two equations, and to solve this equation, we can put from the first equation y is equal to x cube in the second equation. So by solving this, the second equation will give us x raised to 9 minus x is equal to 0. So which is equal to x into bracket x raised to 8 minus 1, and by the factor formula, we will get x into x square minus 1 into x square plus 1 into x raised to 4 plus 1. And by solving this, we will get the three real roots. X is equal to 0, 1 and minus 1, and simultaneously we will get the values of y, because we have the relation between x and y. So there are three critical points. If we take x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 0, okay, because we have condition that x cube is equal to y. So this is 0 0 1 1 and minus 1 minus 1 are three critical points here for the given example. So we need to check the second derivative test for all these three critical points. First, if we check this condition for the first one, then fxx is equal to here 12x square, fxy is equal to minus 4, and fyy is equal to 12y square. So d is equal to fxx into fyy minus fxy whole square, which is equal to 144 x square y square minus 16. And if we put the first critical points at which is 0 0, then here d is equal to minus 16. If we put here x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, so first step is equal to 0, and with the remain minus 16, d is equal to minus 16, which is less than 0. And it follows from case C of the second derivative test that the origin is a saddle point. As we have discussed, if d is less than 0, then the given critical point is a saddle point. So f has no local maximum or minimum value at the point 0 0, because 0 0 is a saddle point. If we look at the second critical point 1 1, then d is equal to 128, which is greater than 0, and fxx at the point 1 1 is also equal to 12, which is also greater than 0. So both are greater than 0, so f11 is equal to minus 1 is the local minimum value, because we have discussed if d is greater than 0 and fxx at the point 1 1 is greater than 0, then the function have minimum value at that point. So here function f has a minimum value at the point 1 1, and the minimum value is minus 1. Similarly, if we discuss about the third critical point, which is minus 1 minus 1, then d minus 1 minus 1 is also equals to 128, which is greater than 0, and value of fxx is also equal to 12, same as the point 1 1 is greater than 0. So f of minus 1 minus 1 is equal to minus 1 is the local minimum value again for the third critical point. So here we have three critical points for in which for first critical point 0 0, the function have no maximum or minimum value. That means 0 0 is a saddle point. Then 1 1 and minus 1 minus 1, at which function gets a local minimum, which is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 is the local minimum value of the given function. If we look the application of this kind of example, that is to find the shortest distance from the point 1 0 minus 2 to the plane x plus 2y plus z is equal to 4. So we need to find the shortest distance. So first we need to find our function f, which is the distance between the point and the x plus 2y plus z is equal to 0. So distance is equal to x minus 1 whole square plus y minus 0, that means y square plus z plus 2 whole square. This is the distance. Okay, we need the shortest distance. So if xyz is lies on the plane x plus 2y plus z is equal to 4, then z is equal to 4 minus x minus 2y. Thus we have d is equal to, distance is equal to x minus 1 whole square plus y square plus 6 minus x minus 2y whole square, because z is equal to 4 minus x minus 2y. So we can minimize d by minimizing the simpler expression d square is equal to f of xy. So f of xy is equal to x minus 1 whole square plus y square plus 6 minus x minus 2y whole square. So by the same way, by finding fx and fy and evaluate this fx and fy with 0, we will get the critical point 11 by 6 and 5 by 3. We have the critical point xy is equal to 11 by 6, 5 by 3, and by fxx, by evaluating fxx which is equal to 4, fxy which is equal to 4, and fyy which is equal to 10, we can evaluate these values very easily and put these all values in our second derivative test. So we'll get d is equal to 24, which is greater than 0, and also fxx is greater than 0. So by the second derivative test, f has a local minimum at 11 by 6, 5 by 3 point. Okay, so function the shortest distance is at the point 11 by 6, 5 by 3. Okay, so this is the most important topic to find maximum and minimum values of the function using partial derivative. Okay, so next, if we look at the PPT, then this is the summary of maximum minimum test as we have discussed. Just look at all these topics which we have already discussed, that fxx less than 0 and d is greater than 0, then local maximum, fxx greater than 0 and d is greater than 0, then local minimum, less than 0, d is less than 0, then saddle point, and if d is equal to 0, then test is inconclusive. This is the summary of maximum minimum second derivative test. Okay, now the next most important topic is Lagrange multipliers method. So in this method also I am going directly to the Lagrange multiplier method to find the maximum and minimum value. Here there is some steps to find local maximum and minimum values. To find the relative extreme values of the function subject to the constraint gxy is equal to 0. The difference between normal maximum minimum values and by this method, because here we have some constraint, we have to follow that condition, and using it we need to find the maximum and minimum values. So if we want to find the maxima and minimum values of function subject to the constraint gxy is equal to 0, we first need to find the Lagrangian function, or we can say auxiliary equation, fxy lambda is equal to fxy plus lambda gxy, and then differentiate that capital F with respect to x and evaluate with respect to 0. Then in the same way, partial derivative of f with respect to y, and then partial derivative of f with respect to lambda, which are equal to 0, and evaluate f. Then using this we can find the point x and y, and using this one we can find the largest maximum or smallest the minimum value using this method. If we look at the one example related to this topic, then if we look at the example, let us look at example. The question is find the maximum and minimum values of function fxy is equal to 3x plus 4y on the circle x square plus y square is equal to 1, using the method of Lagrange multipliers. Okay, so this example was asked in GTU April 2010. So we need to find the maximum and minimum values of this function f of xy is equal to 3x plus 4y. But we have the constraint here because we want to find these values on this circle x square plus y square is equal to 1. So this is our constraint. So this is f of xy and this is our g of xy. So we will use the Lagrange multiplier method. So here capital F, we define capital F by f of xy plus lambda g of xy is equal to 3x plus 4y, which is equal to f of xy, plus lambda g of xy is equal to x square plus y square minus 1. So this is our g of xy. So now we need to differentiate f partially with respect to x first, then with respect to y, and then with respect to lambda. So we will get del f by del x, which is equal to 3 plus 2 lambda x is equal to 0, which is our first equation. Then del f by del y is equal to 4 plus 2 lambda y, which is equal to 0, which is our second equation. And then del f by del lambda is equal to nothing but our gxy, x square plus y square minus 1 is equal to 0. This is our third equation. Using these three equations, we need to find the value of x and y. Okay, so if we look at the PPT, our condition is first we need to find f of xy lambda. This is our equation, f of xy plus lambda gxy. Then the second step we can see in the PPT, the second step is partial derivative with respect to x, partial derivative with respect to y, and partial derivative with respect to z. This is our fx, this is our fy, this is our f lambda. Okay, so solving